specifically just said thank you to Malachi because as someone who grew up in Africa, often when we see ourselves portrayed on television, particularly by Americans, there's a bit of a wry smile. It's like, oh, that's what you think we're like. But that's one of the best portrayals and one of the most respectful portrayals of African life and African history, because I've seen very little respect for African history from anyone, including growing up in Africa. So that just touched me just now, actually.
What was your motivation for Chicken George? How did you connect with the character?
George is huge. He's kind of a big character in every sense of the word. And so there's kind of so much to connect with. You mostly just have to get yourself out of the way, I find as an actor, and just let him come through. There's so much material on the page. Again, literally, he talks through like 90 pages of my night. And so it's mostly just kind of letting someone with that kind of so much energy in the most extreme of circumstances, and try to figure out where you find that, what you're doing with it, and be respectful of anyone who can be that extraordinary under that much pressure in circumstances so unhospitable, and just kind of, like I said, be respectful of that, get out of the way of it, and let Josh tell his own story, and kind of accommodate that as much as possible. You know what I mean?
Yes. And you can tell when you see it. I mean, it's unbelievable. And your wife, partner, played by Erica Tilda. What is so fascinating is part of the storyline is that she loses her husband. He's taken away. And the strength and the dignity that you show, because you keep your family together. And I want you to sort of talk about the power and the importance of the female character in Roots, because while Kunta